Hello and welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show. I am so glad to have you all as my studio audience and also to have Miss Pamela Lewing with me today on the show. How are you, Pamela?
I am great. I'm great. I'm so glad to be here, Kim.
I am too. We're going to have a great time. Right now, we're giving people a quick chance to come into the studio audience, grab their virtual seats. And usually people start typing and asking questions because they know that we have what's called a flash round coming up. This is also a time for you, Pamela, to go ahead and share with your friends and your colleagues from our Facebook post that we are live. So everyone take a moment to do that. And while you're doing that, grabbing those seats, sharing today's broadcast, I'm going to play a little bit of music. All right. Thank you so much, Shayla Faulkner, for providing me with the music to the Kim Jacobs Show. I absolutely love it. So thank you. Thank you. You rock. And I am glad to have in the studio with me Pamela Lewing. And let's talk about this beautiful powerhouse. She is a professional speaker, a woman's entrepreneur coach. And if you haven't been coached by her, you should be. So an entrepreneur coach and the author of 5 publications. Not only that, she has so many other things that she'll talk about throughout our interview today, but even more importantly, she's a mother to Carrington and Alante. So I am so glad to have Pamela Lewing here. Thank you for being here today.
I so appreciate you having me as a guest, and I have admired you for so very long. And I applaud you, Lady Kim, for all the work that you've been doing for the Charlotte community and really the world, because you broadcast, of course, probably to the nations, right?
Yes, Uganda now. I was like, hey.
To the nations, right? So congratulations to you, and thank you for all that you do.
Thank you. And I know that I knew you from the Charlotte area, but recently you relocated. So tell us about where you are now and what took you to that area.
So Texas was never on the radar. So we're near Dallas, Texas now, right? And so we've been here a couple years. We're here because of my daughter. You know, Carrington is a dancer, and Joffrey actually saw her perform and dance at a dance festival in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And the Northwest School of the Arts there in Charlotte had taken them to Philadelphia for a festival. And so they saw her dance, and then all of a sudden I started getting calls, and she did not audition for them. They saw her and they said, we want her to come and we want her to be a pre-professional jazz trainee with our program. And I said, okay, now where might this be in Charlotte? I've never heard of Joffrey here in Charlotte, right? And they said, no, it's in New York or Texas. And I said, okay. Well, is this a summer program? You know, how many weeks is it? What's the cost? And I said, no, it's a full-time pre-professional program, and she has a choice of either New York or Texas. And I almost dropped the phone, and I'm like, Lord, is this the path that you would have for us to go to Texas? And so the Lord made a way. He said, yes, open up the doors. And we're here now in Texas. And so she studied with Joffrey for the past 2 years. And so this year she decided to focus on finishing her high school studies. And so that's what she's doing now. And she's homeschooled. So she would dance literally from Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. And then last year she had an opportunity, she auditioned with the Dallas Cowboys rookie squad. And so she auditioned, made the squad, yes. And so she was dancing, Kim, from Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for practically about 12 hours a day. And so it made it really challenging for her high school wise, but she still maintains about a 4.0 and she's looking to finish up her high school study. So that's how we got here to Texas.
That's amazing. The things we do for our children, right?
The things we do.
But you know what? Carrington is extremely gifted. I've seen her dance and perform. I don't know. Is there a clip somewhere? I would love to show it. I don't know if there's anywhere I could go.
There is. I would have to, let me see.
Is it, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to pull you from the screen for 1 second. So people aren't seeing you do this, and then I'll pull you right back in.
That sounds good. I'll pull it up.
Okay, everybody. Listen, you definitely want to see her daughter dance since we're talking about her as well. But because I mean, she has some moves that are like I've never seen anything like that. So she's going to go extremely far in her dance career. And I didn't tell Pamela this in advance, so she's like, "What, Kim? No, why you gonna put me on the spot like that?" But listen, if you guys have not subscribed to the Kim Jacobs Show yet, make sure you take a moment and do that. It's basic. All you have to do, I'll put the link right in the actual comment section for you. Make sure you click that link, hit subscribe, but more importantly, turn on those notifications to all. So every time we have the show, then guess what? You're right there. You're not missing a beat. When we go live, you go live and you see it. You know that we have what's called a flash round coming up. So with my guest, Pamela Lewing, today, you'll be able to ask her some very specific questions that will help you also become a powerhouse. She's a powerhouse in her own right, and she'll tell you her story. Pamela, let me know by just giving me a thumbs up when you're ready to come back on the screen too. She's a powerhouse in her own right, but I definitely think that that she could help you become the powerhouse that you're purposed to be as well. Let's see what else here. Oh, here. This is the actual way that you can subscribe to the show right here. And Pamela, when I see your thumbs up, I'll pull you back on. Okay. So all you have to do is go right here to youtube.com/C/Kim Jacobs Show and hit subscribe, turn on the notifications. Hey, Mark Anthony, glad to see you today on the Kim Jacobs Show as a part of the virtual studio audience. So make sure you share this broadcast with your friends as well and let everybody know that you are a participant in my studio audience. All right. Let's see. Okay. And also today's episode sponsor, let me go ahead and share with you who sponsored today's show. It is Start My Trucking Company. Okay, you're ready. Okay. Let me go here real quick. Start My Truck. Oh, let me go back. Let me go here because I think this would be probably better for you guys to know about right now. Is johnmaxwellgroup.com/Raphael Dejean is the sponsor also for today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. So if you're interested in speaking or becoming a trainer with the John Maxwell team, all you have to do is call 214-498-4352. Again, that's 214-498-4352. And this gentleman is from Cameroon and came here and became a part of the John Maxwell team. He's a very diverse individual that offers lots of speaking engagements and trainings and development in a wide variety of areas. So you definitely want to connect with Raphael Dejean, 214-498-4352. All right, let me pull Pamela back in. Oh, I see two screens. Let me pull this one right here. Okay, I see two different screens.
Okay.
But I'm going to kick one of them out, okay?
Okay.
All right, there we go. We're back. Thank you for playing along with me because I know I put you totally on the spot. It's like, oh my gosh, Kim, don't do that to me. But you did we put the link in there.
The link is right here. Actually, I have an issue with, I cannot find how to get back in to put the link.
Oh, don't worry about it. Just tell us the link.
Okay, so it's YouTube, and you can go to C. Marie TV.
C.
Marie TV.
Okay, I'm going to go to YouTube myself and.
Yes.
You know what I'm going to do? We're going to carry on with our interview, and I will let Shannon or someone find it. It's C. Marie TV on YouTube. Shannon and Carrington is her name.
Yes. And actually, you know what? If you could possibly, well, it's C. Marie TV, and then find C. Marie's performance to Michael Jackson's Dangerous.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the one I saw. So it's C. Marie TV on YouTube. And find C. Marie's dance to Michael Jackson's Dangerous. Before the show is out today, we'll show y'all that. But we're going to carry on and continue to talk about you, Pamela. And as the mother of these wonderful children, we have our own goals and our own dreams and things that we like to see become a reality. What are some things that happened in your life that kind of thrust you to where you are today?
So after being downsized 3 times, I had to do something, right? And so I was a director of admissions at a local college there in Charlotte.
Okay.
And the interesting thing about that is I'd been with them for a couple of years, and they hired me to be a business development specialist for the nursing program. So that I came in blank slate, and they said, okay, we want a nursing program. Here's the prospectus. Here's your desk. Here's the supply cabinet. Develop us a program. And so I was able to do that with God's help. And they brought a nursing director in. We developed that program. And then the president of the college decided to sever a 15-year relationship with a third-party company. And that company was responsible for the enrollment, the recruitment, the marketing of all the programs. We had 2 campuses there and in Asheville. And so once they decided to sever the relationship, they had no plan in place.
Wow.
And so God tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, you do it, right? You do it. Me do it. I had never done something of that magnitude.
Mm.
You know, I have a degree in communications, public relations. I know I've always been adept at strategizing and creating something from nothing. I mean, that's what my gift is.
Right.
And so I went to work. I created a new organizational plan, and I put my name in it. Kim, I just slid my name right there at the top and said, okay, I guess I'll be the director. And the president accepted the plan. So I went into motion, and about 6 months after managing crisis after crisis after crisis, and Kim, I was working 12, 14, 16, 18-hour days. Can anybody relate to that?
No, that's, yeah, a lot of people watching can relate to that.
Yes, yes. And I had then, Alante was a senior in high school. Carrington was a first grader, single mom, working those hours. And I was holding that college down. And so 6 months later, after they decided to sever, and I was in my position, a new VP, as I said, a new sheriff came to town. Guns a blazing.
Right.
And about 4 or 5 months later, on October 10th, October 8th, 2010, he knocked on the door in my office, and he came in prepared for my monthly meeting with him. And he said, Pamela, due to economic conditions, we're going to have to let you go. So I decided at that moment, and actually the first question I asked him, I said, how about my staff? Because I had to create a new department.
Right.
I had to train my staff. We were holding that college down. And I said, well, how about my staff? He said, they're fine. And about 6 months later, Kim, he let them go one by one by one. So
you got let go.
I let go
all
first.
of your individual team members that you kind of handpicked and put together, they also got let go individually over the
individually. Yes, yes. And so, on that day, I walked outside, Kim, and I looked up in the sky, and it was so beautiful. It was so blue. And I said, okay, God, I know you got me. This was totally unexpected. And I'm not going to lie. I went through a grieving process, because it was a loss. I was responsible for my family, right? Everything fell on my shoulders. Like, God, what am I going to do now? And so I went home, Kim, and after, of course, crying a bit, calling a few friends, I said, okay, what can you do? I began to write down everything that God had blessed me to do throughout my life. I went all the way back to that little lemonade stand, Kim, and my mother on the sidewalk. We didn't have a driveway back in Detroit. And so I created a lemonade stand when I was a little girl. So I went all the way back to that point.
Good.
And everything that I did in my life and what it said to me was, Pam, you have always been very impactful with inspiring and coaching people.
Right.
You've always been an encourager. You've had a myriad of experiences of strategic planning. And so how about coaching or consulting? And so that's when I pursued coaching. I went and got my certification in coaching. I am a DISC certified trainer. And so that's what I've been doing for the past 10 years.
Oh, wow. I see. You know what? And you're so gifted at it too. So the thing is, when you decided that coaching would be the thing, why not all of the different things, like you say, lemonade, being a salesperson, being a lot of things that, being a beauty pageant queen or whatever, anything that you could have become, why coaching?
I had been a director in Mary Kay Cosmetics for almost 10 years. And I helped hundreds and hundreds of women start businesses, grow businesses. And in that, what I loved the most, it wasn't about the lipstick and the cleansing cream. but it was about the self-development that took place as they were building their businesses. And that's what I fell in love with. I fell in love with transformations, right? That happened during the course of, going to a sales meeting. And you think, oh, I'm just going to learn how to sell. No, I'm going to learn how to become the best me that I can be.
Yeah.
And so when we can impact a woman, as you well know, Lady Kim, because you are a woman of womans. And when I think of Proverbs 31, your picture is right there, right there, right there. And so you're such an inspiration for so many of us. And so that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to inspire women to become the best they could be, because when you can inspire a woman, you can impact generations after generation after generation, right? And so that's why coaching.
That's good. That's really, really good. Wow. Yes. So you were downsized 3 times. You told us about one, but
yes, so the other
others that happened as well.
Yes.
And so you just did you feel like you were because a lot of people watching, when I'm providing these guests like yourself, I'm actually providing someone that I think could share something with somebody along this journey called life and what they may be experiencing. So there are people watching today's episode that have experienced grief through being laid off, through being fired unjustly, but through being fired just because of economic reasons, or whatever the case may be. What can you say to encourage them as they're going on along this journey?
First of all, we have to understand and know our value. And that was the purpose of me going home. And God just led me to do that. I didn't know to go home, and again, we have to embrace where we are. So initially it wasn't, okay, I got a plan, so one plan ended. Now I got to go to plan B. No, that wasn't the case for me. I didn't have a plan B at that juncture in my life, because remember, I was pouring, 12, 14, 16, 18-hour days into that job. And so I really had to rely on my faith, number one. So if you're faith-filled, and if not, I would encourage you to really seek the faith in your faith and God. And so I had to really lean on that. And then secondarily, I had to go to my value. Pam, what have you done to impact people? What have you done that has been useful? How have you used your gifts, right? And I had to really take a good hard look at my purpose. And so it all aligns with purpose. And I say that God does not call us to run the world, but he does equip us to run in our purpose, right? And so we've got to identify that purpose. And it's not easy when you've got bills coming in, and when you have bill collectors calling, and when you're feeling beat up, because I was really feeling beat up at that time in my life. I was not just that time. My first time was when my Alante, my baby, was about 11 months old, and I worked for it was my first real job. I was in the emergency room at the #2 trauma hospital in Detroit, Michigan, and I was a patient relations rep. Our jobs were very critical there. They relied on us because, of course, we were the liaisons between the patients and the doctors, the patients and their families, the patients and the morgue. I mean, it was the chaplains. It was critical. And I got a call one night, and I worked a 12-hour shift there, 7 p to 7 a. And my boss called me and said, Pam, don't worry about coming back to work. They're getting rid of our entire department. So it was.
You can't prepare for that. I mean, that's like how you're just thinking you're just going to bed that night, getting up, getting ready for the next day.
And I was getting ready for work. I was getting ready for work when she called me. I was getting ready for work, getting my baby taken care of. So, okay, let me get ready for work. And that phone call came in, totally unexpected. So that was the first time. And the second time I was there in Charlotte, and I worked for a very well-known recruiting firm. And I was their staffing agency. I was there for about 3 months. And I'm sitting there doing my work, and the general manager came in and said, okay, we're going to have a meeting. All right. So, you get your notepad. This must be a great rollout of a great program we got coming up. Right.
What are we launching? Out into the society.
And we sat down at the boardroom table, and all of us are sitting there. There were only 3 of us in this particular office. And he said, effective today, we're closing this office. And then I'm waiting for the follow-up, Kim. So I waited for the follow-up to say, okay, and we're moving you 3 too.
Right.
There was no movement. That was
And
it.
like you begin to wonder or question. I know this is just a question that would come to my mind.
Right.
Why does this keep happening to me? And I know you're this reputable,
Yes.
determined, positive person that you bring value to life. And most people that get fired or terminated or let go or whatever don't even tell the public about that, by the
That's
way.
right.
So what you're doing is something, again, from a transparency perspective that most people would never dare to do. Be like, oh no, it was on them. It was on them. People be like, that was their fault.
Right.
No, and it wasn't anything that you did. It's just something that happened to you. So sometimes bad things do sometimes happen to great people.
They do. They do. And it was so devastating because I said, God, the third time, come on, what are you trying to tell me, God? what is it? What is it that you're trying to tell me? Pam, I've equipped you. And now I need you to take all that I've placed inside of you, and I need you to do, to move in on purpose. I need you to be very intentional about your movement and your choices. And one of the good things that the third position did do for me, the college, they gave me a package, a severance package. And as a part of that package, they sent me up the mountains to Asheville to a wonderful outplacement counselor. And so they gave me several months of counseling with her to prepare, to prepare that resume, to do some self-assessments, and to really plan your next move. And so on the first day that I met with her, Kim, she looked at me and as after talking to me and, assessing me, she looked at me and she leaned over and she said, and exactly, why aren't you doing your own? And then I said, okay, God, that was my confirmation, because I'd already been praying about that thing and God had been turning it up inside of me. And so that was my confirmation. So I went home, I started researching programs, and I said, this is it. I'm going to do my own.
Wow. That's a great, what? So sometimes God push us and then catapult us to our destiny, because he's like, you know what? I've equipped you to do more than any company you could ever work for.
That's it.
So here you're working for these companies thinking that you're bringing value just to them.
That's
but really, I want you to bring value to the world.
That's it. Value to the world. And, you asked, what did I do? So it was the faith. It was really knowing my value and understanding what I had to offer. And then one of the next most important tips I can give.
Wait a minute, I'm going to put that on first, because I want to make sure that I pop these in there.
Okay.
This is some good stuff that you're saying. Everyone that's out here that can have some discouragement along this journey, you have a person here today. Thank you, Shannon and Mackenzie back there typing. I'm seeing everything you guys are typing, and I'm going to pop it on right now. Faith in God is what Pamela is saying helped her get over the hurdle of dealing with 3 different times that she was let go from a company that she knew she was doing great work with. And then the other thing she said is valuing herself and valuing and knowing that she was able to make a difference in living in her purpose. So now what's the next thing that you're saying?
The next is to connect with the right people at the right time. So you've got to identify who's in your circle that can help you with your next level. And if you don't have them in your circle, then you need to find them. So what does that look like today? I was going to say, typically we could go out to meetups and, that type of thing. But of course, our culture has changed now, and everything is via the computer. So I'm sure many of these different types of associations and opportunities have online experiences. And so it's important to be able to connect in with a group of people and or a person who can help you go to the next level. And so those are all the critical steps that I took. So I began to network and build my relationships, nurture those relationships, continue to nurture them along the way. And that's one of the things I think as business owners and even people, period, we really don't focus on socialization and really pouring into our relationships. And so that's one of the things that I did to cultivate my relationships. And if we do it all along the way, when the unexpected happens, you've got the relationship already, and you just make a phone call.
Right. Like I did with you. I'm like, hey, don't you want to be on my show? You're like, Yeah, I guess.
Oh,
You're like,
no way, man.
absolutely.
I was like, yes, Kim. Yes. Thank you for asking. So, that's why it's so important, to cultivate relationships now. And what does that look like? It's not just what I can get from the relationship,
Right.
it's what I can give. And if it's just checking in, hey, how are you? How are the children? How's, maybe they were working on a special project or something. How's the project coming along? And then being resourceful, because we always have resources that we're able to connect other people to. So those are some critical areas that I would take a look at.
That's really good. What's that noise? You hear a noise?
Yes.
I heard something.
Let's see. Let's see.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not disturbing anything too bad
Okay.
or anything. But anyway, that's some good advice. So, guys, if you all are experiencing, especially with COVID-19, some people are getting jobs, some people are getting let go from jobs. And so, with all of this unexpected pandemic hitting the world at this level, this has been overwhelming for many people. And a lot of people have had to go to unemployment, all kinds of different protection loans and things that are available, but not everyone benefited from those things that are happening. So
Right.
those people, how do you encourage them to kind of keep their wits about them in the midst of this pandemic?
Right. The most important thing to remember is it's not the end of the world. It is not. There's still opportunity to continue to grow, to learn. And again, knowing your value, I think, is critical. It is definitely the most critical thing that you can really focus in on.
Right. Just knowing that value and making sure that you don't give up in the process. This is good. And we're going to talk about some of your books, but let me go to a flash round. If you all have questions, comments, just inspirational points that you want to share with Pamela Lewing, this is a great time to do it. So I'm going to start going through some of the comments that you guys have put on here. Mark Anthony Gonzalez said, "Hey, Kim." Hey, Mark. He actually has a channel called Mark Anthony Storm. And he is literally, he's a truck driver and he drives across country. So go check out his YouTube channel as well, Mark Anthony Storm. And he does a great job. He has these drones and the way that he does the footage is amazing. So make sure you guys check that out. If you haven't subscribed yet to the Kim Jacobs Show, make sure you take a moment to do so. I have a goal. I'm only literally I think 150 people away from my first milestone that I'm really looking to accomplish. So if you guys could be one of the 150 to go over and subscribe today and tell your friends and family, listen, Kim Jacobs, like I'm talking to third person. Hey, that lady Kim Jacobs, she has some shows that come on, right? And the shows are helpful as people are balancing their lives and managing life, and things are happening, circumstances, things that are beyond our control. She brings on some great guests like Pamela Lewing to be able to help people in this thing called life. Okay.
That's it.
So make sure you do that. Corinne Brown says, okay, so I love the signature red chair. Okay.
I do too. I told her that too, Corinne, before we started.
And Corinne is my cooking expert. So just so you know, she'll be coming up soon. And I don't know what date, Corinne, so you got to tell me what date you're coming up. But I know you're coming up this month to do a cooking segment. And she always shares tips on how to use Tupperware to be able to quickly cook a dish for your family and keep it moving. So I love having her on the show. Mark Anthony said he can relate to everything that you're saying. He said, I do the same thing. When things go bad, I reflect on what God has done for me and I start thanking him, and things quickly get better. Not kidding. It really does.
Because what it does, Kim, it changes your paradigm. It changes your perspective. When you have faith, it does. You don't see life and situations and devastations through the same lens. It doesn't mean that we don't hurt, right? It doesn't mean that we don't pain, but it just gives us some encouragement to say, okay, this is just temporary. It's just a season, and seasons change.
Yes. And that's what I believe. I believe what it says, according to what I believe, that there is a time and a season for everything under the sun. Things happen under the heavens. Things are going to happen in our lives that we want to happen and we're excited about. And then there are going to be some things that happen that we knew not of.
That's right.
And we had to still live through those difficult times in our lives. So
that's right. That's right.
That's why you have to be able to hang your faith and your hat on something. Do whatever you feel you want to do. I'm not judging a person one way or the other.
Right.
I only talk about what I personally hang my soul on.
That's right.
But I never discredit or disregard anybody else in what you
That's
believe.
right.
Believe what you want to believe. That's
That's
the
right.
beautiful thing about choice, you know?
That's right.
Okay. Does she know Tajara Alford?
I don't. The name does not sound familiar, but do I need to know Tajara Alford?
No, make sure you connect with her on social media and give
Yes.
her Tajara Alford's information. You can reach Pamela Lewing right on Facebook.
Mhm.
She's on all of the social media platforms, LinkedIn and all social media platforms
Instagram.
as Pamela Lewing. And
Mhm.
we'll make sure we put that up. Shannon would make sure we put her contact information up as well, or Mackenzie. Grief comes basically from simply not knowing where to go next, is what
That's
Maya
powerful.
is saying.
That is so true. Is it Anya? I believe, right?
Yeah.
Anya? That matter of fact, you need to tweet that.
Yeah, that's really good.
You need to tweet that. And that means grief in every aspect of our lives, because even when we lose a loved one, right?
That's right.
We just don't know where to go next. You know, it's disrupted our norm, it's disrupted life as we know it, it's disrupted our being. And so, you know, trying to figure that out, and see, that's where the faith comes in, right? Because we don't know. And
Right.
the word tells us that now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not unseen. And so we can't see the next step, but faith is all about taking that step with a blindfold on. So you got blindfold on and you taking a step like, Lord, are you there? Are you there? Is it solid
Please
ground?
have me. Please. I'm doing a trust ball here. I'm going.
Right. That's it. Exactly. But that's what it's all about. So that's awesome, Anya. Matter of fact, go ahead and tweet that. You need to put your name by it and say, this is mine, right?
This is your quote. That's a great quote.
That's a great quote.
Hello, Bertini says. Hello.
Hi, Bertini.
All right. So I'm not sure. Do we have more questions or comments? If you just coming in, we're talking with Pamela Lewing, and she is a powerhouse in her own rights, been laid off from different opportunities 3 times in a row, and kind of thrust her to become her own coach and an advisor. And she became certified and doing things that she knew God wanted her to do to help other people that would be in similar situations. So that's what we're talking to today. Some of the points she's already shared, if you're just joining, is have faith in God. Make sure you know your value. Make sure you never give up in the journey. Connect with the right people at the right time. These are all things that she's been talking about already. So if you've missed any part of this broadcast, make sure you go back and take a look at it in its entirety, because I'm just kind of summarizing, but what she said was very powerful. Network and build relationships.
Yes. And you know, Kim, I always go back to that moment in time, you know, that third transition, right?
Right.
And besides all the things I've shared already, what I really have begun to do is really assess me and break a human apart and say, okay, God, what really impacts a human being? Because I'm being impacted right now. And like you said, Anya said, I didn't know where to go next. So besides the faith, besides me sitting down, say, okay, you have value. You have pages and pages of things that you've done and impact that you've made. But what's more? And God gave me the 7 essentials of a human being. So all of us have these 7 essentials. What are they? Mind, body, and soul. So I began to look at that. What's in the mind? What constitutes the mind? Number 1, the psychological. So I began to really look at how I made decisions and how I process my thoughts.
Right.
And so that's very important to do. And then intellectual. What was I doing in that moment in time to grow myself intellectually? So if you've experienced a loss, if you are going through transition in life, focus on the intellectual, focus on that psychological. And then the next really important thing about the mind is emotional management. How well do we manage emotion? Where can we grow in our emotional management with our families, with our loved ones, with our colleagues, with our friends? What areas do we need to grow in? And then, of course, there's financial, because money is all in the mind, right?
This is good.
Yeah. So that's the mind. And what's in the body? First of all, our physical being. How are we doing with our eating habits? A lot of times, for me, when I get a little nervous, a little anxious about something, I'll go to the kitchen. I'll say, okay, what's in here that I can munch on, right?
Right.
So really, what is it that we have to do to maintain our health? And I've been working lately with a doctor. His name is Dr. Lamar Price, and he's a naturalist. He's an iridologist. And so he
Okay.
can look inside of, matter of fact, I have to refer him to you to be on your show because he's
Yes.
absolutely phenomenal. He's treated like 8,000 some patients worldwide, and he looks in the eyes to determine what's going on inside of the body.
Oh,
And then
bring him on this show, girl. He'll be like Kim leaning that screen.
listen, it's so
What do you
funny.
see, doctor? He'll be like, girl, you want me to tell everybody on the show what I see? I'm like, just tell me later. Don't even do it on the after party.
Right.
Just call me.
Right. That's a phone call. So, and what he does, and I was so amazed because I've been with him for a year, and I was on these medications because I began to experience health challenges. And he told me what was going on inside of my body. And what was interesting, Kim, is it aligned to what the doctors were telling me through the blood work and their physical examinations.
That's
and
a quote
so
from you right there, by the way.
money is in the mind.
Money is in the mind. That's a Pamela Lewin. You need to tweet that today.
Yes. And so I really began to look at my nutrition and what I needed to do to be healthy, because we don't have our health, Kim. We don't. It's hard to operate. It's hard
That's
to
right.
function and be the best we can be for other people.
That's right.
And more or less for ourselves, right? And so that doctor has really helped me understand nutrition, how to eat well. He only allows chicken breasts and seafood. So anything other than that, he said, it causes acid in the body. And that's the culprit for so many diseases that we're going through. So I had to throw that in because I think it's important for people to understand. So we talk about the physical, and then how much exercise are we getting, right? And all of that constitutes the physical. And then, of course, we have the socialization. And earlier, we talked about the importance of building relationships and connecting with people. That's a part of our human existence. We can't live on an island by ourselves, right?
Nope.
All right. So we've got to be able to connect with people and grow and learn. And then lastly is the soul. It's the spirituality. And no matter what you believe in, I always say this: do you walk it? Do you believe it? Do you talk it? Are you it? Are you what you believe? Do you embody the principles of what you believe? Are you the salt of the earth? Are you making an impact? And I once heard this quote, Kim, and I love it. I wish I knew who to attribute it to, but it says, if you're not living on the edge, you are taking up too much space. And so that's what it's all about. It's about living on the edge and being all that you can possibly be every single day.
I love it. I'm just copying and pasting. They're typing. I think this is the show that got the most typing happening in the background. I can see them leaning like, thank you, Shannon and Mackenzie. Y'all are on it. I'm typing. I'm just copying and pasting everything. So keep talking, Pamela.
Okay.
There's so many nuggets that's being shared. And make sure, guys, you go back and watch the from beginning to end of this show and share and tag a friend. Let people know all of this information, that at the end of the day, no matter what we're going through, what we're experiencing, what's coming our way, we have some solutions right here through Pamela Lewin. She's being used as a vessel to be able to help us get to another level in our lives. So I'm grateful for this. Let's talk about some of your books and your programs. You are the founder of Powerhouse Woman in Motion movement. Let's talk about that.
Yes. So what is a powerhouse woman in motion? A powerhouse woman in motion builds her dreams. A powerhouse woman in motion moves on purpose. A powerhouse woman creates her life, and she creates her plans, and she gives life to those plans. That's what a powerhouse woman in motion is. And no matter, if you're an entrepreneur or if you are a career-oriented woman, it's all about living on purpose. It's all about embracing your purpose and running with that purpose. And that's what a powerhouse woman is. And so we have the Powerhouse Woman Powerhouse Woman in Motion Campus over on Facebook. And it's a private group for women only. Sorry, guys. It's for us.
It's the Powerhouse Motion. Type that. It's the Powerhouse Woman.
Powerhouse in Motion Campus, as it's said, as it's listed on the Facebook page. So it's Powerhouse in Motion Campus.
Powerhouse in Motion Campus. And
Mhm.
I'll put, okay, there it is. And it's on Facebook. It's a private group. How do people join that group?
Mhm. So you just go to that group and there are 3 different questions that you answer so that I'll know how to best serve you. And then that's it. And
Okay,
then I
there you
invite,
have it, guys. Make sure you, there's no reason for you not to join Powerhouse
yes.
in Motion Campus Facebook group. It's a private group. You answer 3 questions. Pamela Lewing manages that private group.
Mhm.
Can only win. So make sure
That's
you
it.
join that today,
That's
right?
it.
Like literally today.
Yes. And what I'm finding is so many people, of course, are being downsized and or furloughed, right? And
Mhm.
so it's forced them to really assess, okay, where am I and what am I going to do next? Many people are realizing, hey, I've got some gifts and they want to move into coaching. And so I really have lately been focusing on coaches. So coaching coaches in that 0 to 3 year phase and the new entrepreneur, because what I realize is a lot of people are here doing it for the first time.
That's right.
And especially if you're in the 40, 45 and up group, you really are like a fish out of water with all the technology and the social media. And then how do I connect these dots? And what is this coaching industry? Because it really is a $1 trillion industry, the
Right.
coaching industry is now. And so how do you coach? But with coaching, what I found is that you've got to have some tools to work with.
That's right.
And it's all about having a system, and it's all about knowing what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And so that's what I focus in on now in terms of my coaching practice.
Good, good. The sun is beaming down on my head. It's like
Oh, it was the Lord.
that's the beauty
That's
of
the light.
virtual. The natural light is helping me, but it's pouring down right on my forehead. I'm like, okay.
Kim, I thought what I was saying was so good to you. Like, Lord, listen to her.
It's a glow, right? It's like, can
It's
you
the
hear
glow.
Pamela Lewing? That's so funny. That's really good I mean, that's outstanding what you're saying. And so women that are new entrepreneurs, women that are first time coaches, and you're trying to figure out how to manage technology and get through all the minutia, guess what? You have Pamela Lewing to guide you through the Powerhouse in Motion program that she has. So make sure you take advantage of that. You are the author of 5 publications, which is a major feat. So tell us what they are as well.
My first venture into writing was back when I was downsized for the last time, right? And I started writing, of course, capturing all of the values and all of the jobs that I'd had, all the careers that I'd had, and all of that. And it became a book because I began to journal every day of what I need to do to establish my business, to really focus in on the coaching industry.
Is that this?
That's that. The pink. Yes, it is. You have it. You have it.
I love this. I love it.
Thank you. And so that's Pink Slip to Powerhouse, 12 steps to next. Excuse me, again, Pink Slip to Powerhouse, 12 steps to next, because that's exactly where I was. I had received Pink Slip and I had to figure out, okay, was I already a powerhouse? Am I becoming a power? What am I? Who am I, Lord? What will you have me do now that I have this Pink Slip? And it's like, no, God said you are a powerhouse.
Well,
what are you going to do now?
Let's talk about that for 1 second, because right in the very beginning, on one of the earlier pages, you say, own your own reality. And you talk about reflect, record, release, and reposition. That was so powerful. When people get an opportunity to take that ownership of what's happening to them and how they can reposition it and reflect on it. I thought, and you have a lot of like fill in the blanks here. I can't show mine because it'd be like my own fill in the but you have a lot of fill in the blanks information here on what circumstances even brought us to where we are and how do we feel about those. This is a great tool for people.
So you have the book, and what you're holding up is the workbook. So it allows you to do exactly what you're talking about in terms of recording where you are. And I take you through the series of the essential parts of you, the 7 that I talked about, the mind, body, and the soul. We talk about experiences. We talk about how those experiences impact today for you. and really is a guide to help you move forward. And not only is it a guide to help you move forward, once you decide, okay, am I going to own my own business? And if I am, what type of business do I want to own? Do I want to join a marketing company, a multi-level marketing company, or do I want to be a solopreneur? Well, if you join a multi-level marketing company, the great thing about those types of companies is that they train you. So they give you everything you need. They support you. They give you all the tools that you need. They have a proven, especially a company like plug in Mary Kay Cosmetics again. Yes, because Mary Kay Cosmetics really taught me a lot. And it's a lot of why I am the person I am today because of Mary Kay Cosmetics. And so you want to make sure that that company is valuable even beyond the monetary. Right? You want to make sure that they're developing you through and through. And so that is a pro to joining multi-level marketing. Now, on the flip side of that, as a solopreneur, Kim, as you well know, it's like you are on this island by yourself until you really realize it requires a team of people. And Kim, you've always been surrounded with beautiful people, and just really helping you do what it is God is calling you to do. And so that's what's really important as an entrepreneur. If you're a solopreneur, having the right coach in your on your team, as I call them, your success team, having the right coach is vital to making some of the right decisions at the onset of your business, right? Let's not wait until we get, 2 years in, 3 years in. Right. Get it at the start, so that you can make some of the right decisions. And so that's what the book is all about. And then I also take you from you've lost your job, now what, to moving into your power. And I take you step by step on how to create a new business. And so that's in the book. It has a workbook, a journal, and a book of quotes to keep you inspired.
I love the way that you do it. A book, a journal type of thing, and a workbook to apply what you've learned in the book. And then the quotes, it's just all inclusive. It's a one-stop kind of shop, Pamela's Books. And let me make sure I share with you how you can obtain your copy of the books. I've put it in the comments section, but learn.powerhouseinmotion.com/NST and the number 1. learn.powerhouseinmotion.com/NST, the number 1. You can get any of her books right on there, right?
So I love it. Thank you so much, Kim, for putting that there. That is our new Powerhouse Woman in Motion 2021 Ultimate Planning System. Oh, and good. So, yes. And so we've not yet connected those platforms. It's so new. We just launched it Monday, and I'm excited. So, but the 4 books that we talked about, the Pink Slip to Powerhouse, 12 Steps to Next, can be found at leadershipgrowthspeaker.com. That's leadershipgrowthspeaker.com. Leadership Growth, GROWTH, leadershipgrowthspeaker.com.
Okay. To purchase.
And to learn more. And I talk more about the books on that website as well.
Okay. To purchase Pamela's books. Okay. Let me make sure I put that up. All right. There.
And Amazon. Yes. You can also purchase them on Amazon.
Okay. So leadershipgrowthspeaker.com.
Yes.
That's where you go to purchase the books, and then you can also purchase them on Amazon.
And just type in Pink Slip to Powerhouse, 12 Steps to Next, and it will come up.
Yeah, we have that link too. I can see you guys are doing amazing work back there.
Thank you so much.
In the chat, let's see. Pink Slip to Powerhouse.
Yes.
I see so much back here in the comment section. I'm trying to read it and pull it over so we don't miss a beat. But this is really great information. So it's in your comment section as well. If you want to go to Amazon to get the Pink Slip to Powerhouse, you can grab it there, or you can also get it on her leadershipgrowthspeaker.com as well.
Thank you.
And then there was another comment that came in too from my brother. My brother spearheads what's called the Redemption of the Black Man panel. I don't know if you've seen that or not, but any of you that are watching today, when you go back to look at my YouTube channel, type in the Redemption of the Black Man. My brother, Javon Jackson, spearheads that program, and he brings on panelists from all walks of life, some that are doctoral, some that are everyday blue collar workers. He brings on police officers to talk about how to come up with solutions for the Black men and police and different things. He's been doing a great job.
Powerful work.
It
Yes,
has been
Javon.
wonderful.
Congratulations, Javon. Thank you, Javon, for taking on that. That's a big, huge task.
It really is. And I'm so honored that he's been helping me with that on the Kim Jacobs Show. He says, great point, Pam, about entrepreneurship, solopreneurship, or basic self-employment. People don't realize the difference sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely important to understand how, first of all, what is it that you're called to do?
Right.
And then when you decide if I'm going to do multi-level marketing or if I'm going to do solopreneur, you have to know yourself. To thine own self be true, right? To thine own self be true. Know your limitations. Know, if I need to, can I be alone? Can I be solo? Or do I need support? How much support do I need? Do I want a proven system? If you want a proven system, then it's called multi-level marketing. That's the proven system. Entrepreneurship is trial and error.
Yeah.
It just is. It's just, I'm being honest, right? It's not for the faint of heart. And you can do it though. If you decide that you want to do it, you can do it. Anything that you put your mind to. However, it's very important, Javon, like you said, is to understand the difference.
Yeah. Anya says, or Anaya, I'm not sure how you pronounce it specifically, but it says, I thank God for this live. I came on to get some music, and this is what came up. So I came in. Look how God works. This is exactly how everything works. There are no things that happen by mistake or by happenstance. It happens for a specific reason. Yes. So now you're connected with this powerhouse woman, Pamela Lewing. You can be a part of her Facebook private groups. And you can also subscribe to, you can subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show.
Subscribe to Kim Jacobs.
All of my guests come on every day, Monday through Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you. Thank you for mistakenly, so you think, coming on today.
Well, that's so powerful, Anya and Kim, because that's the other nugget here today. And that is answer the call. Answer the call. If you are presented with an opportunity, answer the call. Don't allow fear to grab you by the ankles. Don't allow the self-doubt, and things that maybe people have told you. So that there are two lanes of adversity, as I call them. The first lane is the self-inflicted issues, right? It is the baggage that we carry throughout our lives. Woe is me. And it tends to crop up just when that beautiful vision is before you. And then all of a sudden, that thing comes and drops some luggage right in front of you. Say, wait a minute, remember that bag? And remember that bag over there? And what about that one back there?
Right. Take you back. Take you back.
It takes you back. And then all of a sudden, fear grabs you by the toes. It's like, no, you can't move. But you said, no. You got to learn how to move the bags out of the way and say, I'm not going to focus on you right now. I'm going to focus on what God has given me to focus on.
That's right.
And the more we can focus on that thing that he told us to do, the less time our brain has to process about those bags. Now, there's a time to process those bags. Trust me, we have to take the time to do that, right? So we can show up. But answer the call is the point, right? And so when we answer the call, we never know who we're blessing. Because I truly believe that God preordained before the beginning of time certain people for us to impact and lives to touch, even if it's getting on the elevator, mask on now, right? But it might be, saying a kind word to someone during the course of a day. That is your purpose in that moment. So be in the moment and answer the call.
Wow. So you're doing a whole training right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. So you guys, and you didn't even have to pay to be a part of the studio audience. So you got some free, great training today here on the Kim Jacobs Show. So thank you, Pamela. Now answer that call, and you never know who is going to bless. It might bless people like Anya just out of the blue that never even knew you would encounter each other that day. That's a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. Any other questions, guys? Make sure if you type them right quick, I might be able to pop them on before we disconnect. I definitely want to, what did I want to show? I want to make sure I got to put this start my trucking company.
And while you're doing that, Kim, you talked about the Powerhouse in Motion
Yes.
2021. I'm so excited about that
Yes.
project. Last year, I developed, and actually I have it sitting right here. It was a 2021 vision planner. So
Okay.
we know that that name had to change because not everybody's excited about 2020 anymore. The way that we were. Remember 2019? We're like, yes, 2020 vision, 2020 vision, yes. And 2020 came in January. We started it, right?
It's like my vision is blurred. We got
yeah. So this is what I did last year. And for so many years, I looked for a planner, just the right planner, right? I couldn't find it. I couldn't figure it out. So I created one and I literally hand drew exactly how I wanted my days to be. And I had someone design it. And so what I found was, wow, this will be useful for other people. And so I use it to coach my clients, and other coaches have used it to coach their clients because it has a 52-page guide in there on how to do your assessments. You know, I talked about the 7 essentials of self in there, and it also has the care method. And the care method, I'm going to give it to everyone now. Okay. I'm going to give it to you now because it's a critical tool that you can use in every area of your life.
Okay.
All right.
Ready to type Shannon and Mackenzie?
Y'all ready?
Y'all ready?
The care method is real simple. The C is for continue. So what in my life do I need to continue? What is serving me well? The A is for add. What do I need to add to my life to enhance what I'm doing? The R is for reposition. Perhaps I'm doing some things and they may work, but they may work in a different way, right? So maybe I need to reposition what I'm doing and or reposition people in my life. Maybe I don't need to get rid of them, but perhaps I just need to readjust and realign.
Right.
Right. And then the E is for I don't need it. Don't come near me. It's time to eliminate it. Goodbye. Goodbye. Adios. You know,
I think that was going to be the E. I thought
that was the E, Kim. You know it. You know it. You okay? Some things we just don't need to revisit. Some things we don't need on our desk. Some people we don't need in our life. Can we just talk about it and keep it real? That's just real, right?
Wow.
That's real. That's real. And it's okay. You got to know that it's okay. That's the other part of that. So that's the care method. So the 2021 the ultimate planning system. So we went from planner last year to planning system this year. So it has the 52-page guide. It has your daily tracking and then time management. It has, you know, what's urgent, what's not urgent, what's important, what do I need to eliminate? How do I track my goals, my revenue goals? How many clients do I need this week? It has all of that in there. And 50.
How much is that? How much is that?
So it depends. Oh, and I love it. We have options. So the digital is 37, right? Okay. If you want the black and white, it's 47. The color, which you're going to want the color. It is so gorgeous.
I want the color.
Yes, the design team, the Lotus Richey Ignites design team redesigned it for us this year. Oh my goodness, Kim. Oh, it's so exciting. So it also has resources in the back. So you've got resources. You've got books written by women. You've got resources for business. You've got tools. You've got places to journal. You've got the care method, which is throughout the year. So you're constantly reassessing what you're doing, how you need to reposition things. So it's so exciting, Kim. I'm really, really grateful.
I'm really excited too. So now people can get that. Let me go all the way back up to, is it through this leadership?
Yeah, no.
leadershipgrowthspeaker.com.
Nope. That's the 4 books. That's the pink slip, the Powerhouse.
So how do you get it?
Okay, so that's the learn.powerhouseinmotion.com/capital N.
Oh, that's that.
Capital S.
Wait a minute. Let me get to that because I want to put the right thing up. This is some good stuff. You know, I'm going all the way back through all of these great points. You guys, there is so much for you to just chew on and digest and take notes. You actually have a journal right here on today's show. So I cannot.
Yeah, so it's learn.powerhouseinmotion.com/N as in next. That's capital N as in next, S as in step, capital S, lowercase t, the number 1. And what's more about this product, Kim? I'm so excited. I wanted to find one like, God, I want to be able to help people generate revenue. Not just me, right? I want to help other people do it as well. Well, guess what? Now you can get a license to the planner and you can customize it, have it customized, and the Lotus Riche Ignites team will customize it for you, and you can use it for your own clients to generate revenue. And as a coach, you can pull pieces out of that to train your clients, to keep them on track. So I'm so excited when God deposited that. Now, I will tell you, it was a little challenge, Kim. It was a little challenge because you know how it is when you have a baby and you want to keep that baby to yourself and you want to love on that baby. And God said, no, you got to share this baby. You got to share.
This is a baby worth sharing. And you know what? I have done so much. When I say so much research, I've checked with distributors and manufacturers in China, everywhere, trying to figure out how to create a journal that would be what I want.
Oh my goodness.
Roll out. Talk. And I was like, so far, I just have not seen what I'm looking for at all. I mean, I have like the vision, I have some notes, I have this, all of this stuff, but I was like, this is not what I'm looking for. I need what I'm talking about. So I am this did not happen by mistake today that you came on here. You came on here for me too. I know that's the best show right there. When you get a guest to come on and the guest is really customized for what you are needing behind the scenes. So the after party gonna get real lit. So listen, let's talk about that for a second. The after party. Let's first of all go to learn.powerhouseinmotion.com/NST1. That's how you're going to get this new journal that she's talking about. I definitely will be getting my copy and customizing some stuff. However, I need to do that too.
Yes.
I'm clapping on my own show. I'm like, bravo. I got Pamela Louie on the. This was awesome. Awesome. Make sure you stay connected with her and also get her other books, the other 4 books at leadershipgrowthspeaker.com because she's the author of 5. So these are where you can get the other 4 books, leadershipgrowthspeaker.com to purchase Pamela's 4 other books. But that main one that we're going to all get today that we're talking about is the journal, the actual
planning system. Planning system. Yes.
Complete planning system with the care method in there, quotes, resources, a lot of stuff that we all need.
7 essentials. You also have social media tips. You have a social media calendar for the year. So you know how we have a different day, like Daughter's Day. When is that? Daughter's Day. Okay, it's in the planner, right?
My hair goes all the way back. I'm like,
I love
that.
It's all right there at your fingertips. I call it the coach at your fingertips. It's everything that you need.
OMG, that I want mine FedEx. I needed that last year when COVID hit. I needed.
Well, I tell you what we're doing this Saturday is we're doing Coach University. And so I'm taking 2 hours to teach you how to maximize the planning system. So not only are you getting the planning system, then you can get me to teach you how to maximize and optimize its performance.
What time is that?
It's from 9 to 11 a.m. And it's going to be, of course, we're going to do a Zoom. It's going to be a Zoom training, and 9 to 11 Central Time, because you're on Eastern Time. So it's on Central Time. So if you go to the learn.powerhouseinmotion.com NST1, then you'll see it. It's called Coach University. So you'll get, you can get the digital, you can get a hard copy. And the bonus is that you'll get Q4 of 2020. So I'm going to send you from 2020 the Q4. So that's what we're going to be working from as I teach you how to maximize your performance. So
what is that site again? I don't see it. Y'all type that for me. What is it?
Learn.powerhouseinmotion.com.
Learn.powerhouseinmotion.com.
Yes.
I'm going to put that. Okay, here it is.
Yes.
No, it's
learn.powerhouseinmotion.com/, capital N as in next, S as in step, capital N, capital S, T, lowercase t, and the number 1.
Oh, is that the same thing you said before?
Yes, you go there and the information is on there about the university. So you can get the your planning system.
I already have it, guys. No, that's probably why they're like, we've already typed that, Kim. They're trying to be like professional back there and say, like, don't she already have that? Or maybe that's why she needs this system. That's why I need it.
No, you have a great
powerhouseinmotion.com/NST1. That's where you're also going to register for Saturday's event.
Universes. Yes,
Oh my
yes. So
gosh.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. One of my clients from last year, and she's a very different friend of mine. She's a hypnotherapist. She actually gets her clients to get the planner, right? And she's been working with her clients with the planner throughout the year. She's the one who really encouraged me. Her name is Dee Woolridge. She really encouraged me, said, Pam, this is more than a planner. This is a planning system. And so she uses it to work with her clients even. So there's so many different ways that you can
I'm
use
going to be using the planning system, and I cannot wait. And now I did see your comments, Shannon and Mackenzie and Cassandra and everybody backstage is saying the Kim Jacobs Show team needs this system. So we're excited about doing this. So thank you. So you'll see us, some of us, or one of us, or all of us, or somebody. So this is great. Let's see. Wow. Okay. Now, I mean, we have to go to the after party, everybody. The show is about to end, but I want to make sure you guys know, let me see. Quest Church prayer line is Monday through Friday. If you have not been a part of the Quest Church prayer line, when you hop off, go and be a part of that. It's Monday through Friday from 12 to 12:30. And Pastor Jacobs is praying for people that are dealing with COVID, people that are dealing with some of the hurricanes and things that's happening across the land that have been very unforeseen. People have passed away, things that are just, you just can't brush over this stuff. This is stuff that people need significant prayer for. So call in to 978-990-5000. The access code is 322-083#. And it's from 12 to 12:30. So I'm already kind of into their time. So I just want to make sure that you know that you can do and be a part of that prayer line Monday through Friday, and you will get some great prayer. If you have not supported the Kim Jacobs Show, the only way the show can function and thrive, people asked me yesterday about how can they donate and support the show. As an entrepreneur, this is our livelihood, and this is the way that we officially keep everything afloat for the team of people that do help me. So please make sure you know you can support the Kim Jacobs Show by Cash App, which is Kim Jacobs Inc., or paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc., or even Venmo now. Venmo, someone wanted yesterday, is at the Kim Jacobs Show is my Venmo. Patreon.com/the Kim Jacobs Show is how you would become a Patreon member. And that's $12 a month. Very inexpensive monthly for you to get that extra content that you can unlock backstage at the after party, and you get to talk with people like Pamela one-on-one and ask those additional questions. So if you're not a member of the Patreon club, go join patreon.com/the Kim Jacobs Show. All right, before we disconnect too, which I know we are over our time, which is well worth it today. Whoa, I want to let you know tomorrow I have Joe Duncan from JDTV is going to be on. He interviews all kinds of celebrity guests. He's had Fantasia on his show. He did a big grand opening event and was the celebrity host of the Fantasia experience. He's interviewed Columbus Short, who was the person from Scandal. He was the guy that was mirroring Kerry Washington, and he had this whole thing happening in his life that unfolded for real in a scandalous kind of way, and he talks about that. He talks about so many things. He's interviewing the guest cast from The Haves and the Have-Nots. He's going to be on my show tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So tune in. And then Friday is what? It's Freestyle Friday right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. That's when you guys dictate what the topics are. And you guys have really been off the chain with the topics, by the way. You know, goodness well, I am a first lady, pastor's wife, and y'all are going to be talking about all kinds of vagina, all kind of stuff. They've been saying some interesting topics, knowing that it's Freestyle Friday. I'm like,
well, God did create it.
I was like, okay, people, okay. I suppose we want hydration and stuff. Anyway, I'm leaving some of that stuff alone. But my friend Sean usually comes on, and she sheds light from a political standpoint. She loves talking about politics. Yes. So I'm sure she'll pop on too. My mom is on here right now. She said, hey, please tell us how to see the dance video. I'm definitely going to show that, mommy. Thank you. And thank you for being the best mommy in the world. You like, girl, don't close the show when you told us that her daughter danced, and then you didn't even show it. I'm going to close the show that way. Hi, Kim. How are you? Hey, Dennis Jacobs. Okay. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. Turn on those notifications. Tell your friends. Make sure you go and support Pamela Lou Wing. You can follow her on every social media platform, and make sure you be a part of this program on Saturday. You're like, get off. Learn.powerhouseinmotion.com/NST1. I know I'm going to go and sign up for some stuff with what she's doing here and getting this planning system. All right. Any closing comments from you, Pamela? Because I want to show your daughter dancing.
I would encourage everyone to just remember that God did not call you to run the world, especially women, because you know how we as women, we take a lot on, especially during this time, but he did equip you to run in your purpose.
Yes. All right. We are going to go to see, I have her performance up here, and I'm going to take you there for a second. See Marie's performance to Michael Jackson's Dangerous. And this is her daughter, Carrington, performing. So let's see if we can show that.
Teen Soul and Jazz, age 14, entry 727.
How do I get that?
And just hit that box down at the bottom. Yes.
Oh, I paused it. Okay.
Dangerous.
She's amazing. See, I thought that was Rihanna.
Well, you know, what's interesting is, well, I can't hear it.
My God. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. What a, that right there make you have to play back.
It's so funny.
Oh my
It's so funny.
She can dance.
Oh, Kim, I just praise God. I'm sitting here trying to fight the tears because that was her final performance at Nationals in Charlotte, when our last year there in Charlotte in 2018. So, and that was at Nationals, and she actually won that competition.
That is awesome.
And
Everybody's
yes, and I have to go ahead and plug BB Dance with Veronica, Miss Veronica, phenomenal. Kim Carrington had been with her since she was 2 years old.
wow.
And when we had to leave in 2018, I was crushed, but God was calling her, and I could not stand in the way of the calling. And so I had dreams, aspirations of her graduating from BB Dance and being a senior on the stage like all the other beautiful young ladies. And so if you're in Charlotte and you have young girls, that is the best place, not just to learn to dance, but to learn about life. They did so much for my baby, and I'm so appreciative.
Wow. BB Dance.
BB
right?
Dance Productions. It's called BB Dance Productions.
BB Dance Productions with Miss
Yes.
Veronica right here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes. And so what you saw, yes, and what you saw on that stage was the work of Miss Janelle was the choreographer, and Miss Veronica and her entire staff poured into my baby, and I'm so grateful.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so much has been packed into this hour and 15 minutes. I will conclude by just saying, hey, go vote. Don't forget
Vote.
to vote, because I know right there in Texas, you can start your early voting.
Yes.
I think I heard Oprah say that.
Yes. On yesterday it started. Yes.
On yesterday. So make sure you guys, if you're in that Texas area, and check all of your local areas around the country, because early voting starts at different times throughout the country. But whenever it starts, go vote. Go vote early, so you're not even stressed on election day. Okay,
right.
Go vote. Your vote counts. If you're 18 and older, go vote. All right. Thank you for watching today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. And thank you, Pamela, for being just an outstanding guest. Thank you. Thank you
so much.
And we'll stay there, because we're going to the after party for a minute. Okay. We're going to disconnect, everybody. I have to end the show. I know it's been packed with some great stuff, but we have to disconnect. God bless you all, and look